Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. Just know that I'm saying hello. How are you guys doing today? I hope that you all are doing well. I wanted to talk about what's been going on with me recently while trying to conceive. I have been getting a lot of questions, not just on here, but just in general, questions about what's going on. How are you guys doing? Are you pregnant yet? Different things of that nature. So if you can tell by the title, I am going to be talking about medication. Yes, we did a medicated cycle, our first and last medicated cycle. So let's get into that. So in my last vlog, I mentioned that I had some things that I was going to want to talk about, some things that I'm going to want to share. And honestly, when I said that, I had in mind that, it was all going to be good things. I was going to be sharing a big announcement coming to you guys saying I'm pregnant, and obviously things have taken a turn. September, we decided that we were going to do our first medicated cycle. We were kind of hesitant for a while because my doctor brung it up to us, but at first we didn't want to do medication. We wanted to continue to do it the natural way, but we just decided, let's just try it and see what happens, right? So September, we, decided on a medicated cycle. We did one round of Letrozole. It was the 2.5, the general 2.5 dose that most people start off with, and we were kicking things off. If you notice that I keep looking down, I have my notes in my phone here because I'm going to be looking at this to kind of give accurate information. But y'all, when I say it's been tough and rough, it's been tough and rough. So December 29th, we started taking our first round of Letrozole. My doctor did tell me, it's about a 25% chance that women get pregnant on the first try. So, just keep that in mind, but it could happen, it could happen, it could not. So, cool. We did the Letrozole, went on about our business. I went in for my scan on the third day of my cycle to kind of see what my follicles were doing, how my ovaries were looking. It's kind of just a scan that they do, before they offer or consider you for a medicated cycle. So went in for my scan, everything looked well. I didn't have anything that was a concern to my doctor. So she cleared me for the Letrozole, and we took the Letrozole from cycle day 3 until cycle day 8. Now during that time, I did have a lot of different side effects from the medication. I had like slight headaches. I was low energy, kind of sluggish, but other than that, I was feeling okay. I didn't have anything that was like alarming or made me feel like, After doing my own research, I find that a lot of women say when they take Clomid, they feel, a lot of different side effects and stuff like that. So I just wanted to add that I had minor side effects from Letrozole. So I went to the doctor again October 7th, and that's when my doctor told me to come back, and everything looked well. The only concern that I had was after taking the Letrozole, I only had one mature egg, and that egg measured at 22 millimeters, I believe. 22 millimeters, and that egg was on the left side. To me, I kind of wanted to have more than one, but my doctor assured me that one was good enough. It was great. It was over 18 millimeters is what they look for. So, you know, we were good with that, and she just reassured me that everything is okay. Having one egg is okay because they only look for 1 to 3 mature eggs. I was like, okay. And she said, so you're cleared for the HCG trigger shot. So I did the trigger shot. That experience was different, just being that it wasn't just like a regular shot. I knew that for the next at least week, if I took a pregnancy test, it was going to come up positive. So I was kind of a ball full of nerves, but shot went well. After the shot, I did experience cramping, like right afterwards, after my doctor's appointment. Once we got back to the car, I was already experiencing cramping. By the end of the day or by the next morning, I was already experiencing things like sore boobs and stuff like that. So I took it that, you know, the shot was doing what it was supposed to. So I was cool with that. So now after the shot, we just have to, you know, wait the process out, wait the 2 weeks and see if I'm pregnant. So the whole 2 weeks was really an emotional roller coaster. I feel like I really put my body through a lot. I have a few things written down, like how I was feeling. A lot of times I wrote that I was feeling a little off. I was feeling irritated, irritable. I was feeling low energy, very sluggish, very tired, different things like that. But for the most part, I was feeling very, 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 very hopeful this cycle. I think I was just feeling that way because this was the first time that we had some help. You know, this was the first time that we had something that can guarantee, well, not really, but in my head, I was feeling like, well, this can kind of guarantee that things might happen. So I was feeling very hopeful. I was feeling very, very good about this cycle. Hey, I was just feeling very good. So as the days went on, I still journaled. I was having different kind of dreams and just journaling everything that I was feeling, that I was dreaming, any kind of doctor's appointment or y'all, I was literally writing everything down in this journal. Really didn't want to test out my trigger. I tried so hard not to because I knew that honestly the medication would be in my system for at least a week, almost 2 weeks, because that's what my doctor's office told me. So I really didn't even want to get all involved with it. So that's one good thing that I did do this medicated cycle. I tried my hardest not to test. So when I got to 8 days past, I tested and it was still positive. So I just took that as a sign of, you know, maybe the medication is still in my system. Maybe I should kind of just chill out, don't test anymore. So I just still documented how I was feeling. And 8 days past for me was actually October 15th. So I just continued to document how I was feeling. October 17th, I put down that I was starting to get a little nervous as time is winding down. So, like I said, I was just jotting down everything I feel, everything I was dreaming, everything that I was seeing, everything I was hearing. I was just going crazy. October 20th comes, and that is 13 days past trigger. Now, mind you guys, like I said, I did not test the trigger out, but I did do a lot of research. And honestly, from the research and from just what I was being told, I felt like if my tests were still positive at 13 days past trigger, then, I was good. That was really a positive. And I hadn't had my period yet either. So I was thinking, okay, we're still positive. We're still good. So 13 days past trigger, my pregnancy tests were still positive, and I scheduled to get a blood test done because that's what they told me to do. Come in for the blood test. If your tests are still positive after the 2-week, you need to come in and get a blood test. So that's what I did. I went in, got my blood test, and honestly, y'all, I was feeling very, very nervous. I have here at 13 days past trigger, I wrote down today was the first day that I felt bad or felt true symptoms. I have been very crampy, nauseous, and weak. I said it feels like my period will come, but it's not coming. So I was nervous, but I was also excited as well. Like I said, to take the medication and feel like I had something that will guarantee that I get pregnant, even though my doctor went ahead and told me like the chances of this happening on the first try. Y'all, I really just thought that, this will be it because my husband and I don't have any other health issues. We're healthy for the most part. So I really thought, well, it'll work on the first try. So, like I said, that was October 20th, 13 days past trigger, got my blood work done. And later on that day, the doctor's office called me and told me, I don't know what's going on, but your blood test is negative. We're going to kind of consider this to be another chemical pregnancy. So my doctor considered it to be another chemical pregnancy, and actually my doctor is not even the person that called me to let me know that, my blood test was negative. It was actually a nurse. And she called me to let me know that it was negative. Now, being that this was not my doctor that called and told me that, I just assumed that the nurse did not know that technically this would be my third chemical pregnancy. And so I went ahead and told her, just out of shock and out of just disappointment, I was very upset over the phone, and I went ahead and told her, I'm not sure what's going on. I want to speak to my doctor because, this is the third time that you guys have told me that I'm having a chemical pregnancy or that I've had a chemical pregnancy. And she was like, definitely could understand why it will be frustrating. So she let me know that I could come back in and see my doctor. The next time that I could be seen was actually the 28th of October. The day that they let me know about the chemical pregnancy was either the 20th or the 21st. And then I went back to see my doctor on the 28th of October, just to kind of get an understanding of, what was going on. Really, I was just, I don't even know. I was just going through so many different emotions, and I still am going through so many different emotions. But I went back in to speak to my doctor, and we did another ultrasound, because when I spoke to the nurse about the that was the third time that I've had a chemical pregnancy, she basically recommended that I get seen for reoccurring pregnancy loss. And I was like, okay, because at that point I just needed to, I needed to understand what was going on. I just really was just confused. And if you guys are, trying to conceive, you already know how it is. You just want to know everything and you want to understand everything that's going on with your body, because it is a lot. It's a lot for us to continue to go through. So I think that I was just kind of, I don't know. I don't know. But I went back to see my doctor. So when I went to the doctor October the 26th, of course I was on my period, because it's have the scan, you are, you know, on your cycle, and it's usually cycle day 3. So when I went, I was on my cycle. I was just expecting to kind of get back on the horse with the second round of Letrozole, and my doctor saw the cyst. So she ordered me to do blood work just to make sure that the cyst that she was seeing was not producing its own hormone. And if it was, then we could not continue with fertility medicine, and if it wasn't, then I can do another round of the Letrozole. So I did the blood work, went on about my business, and then I got a call later on from the doctor's office, which was another nurse, letting me know that it seems that I was actually about to ovulate within the next 24 to 36 hours. Now, you guys, I've never experienced any kind of issues like this up until now. I didn't even know that you can ovulate on your period. I was always told that you could not. So I was like, what? Because she was like, yeah, it looks like you're ovulating. Your doctor told me to tell you to go ahead and have timed intercourse for the next few days. You know how they do. So I was like, well, I'm on my period. And the nurse was like, huh? I was like, yeah, I'm on my period. Is that even possible for me to be ovulating right now? And she was like, well, let me talk to your doctor and just see. So I got to talk to my doctor, and basically she told me, as another side effect, that I was kind of off track. You know, my body kind of produced an egg later than what it was supposed to, and the egg that I was now producing, you know, the reason why I was ovulating now was because that egg was supposed to be there when she looked the first time, and I had the one mature egg. So I was ovulating during my period, basically as a side effect of the medication. And she said, you know, you could have timed intercourse, but because you're on your period, of course, the tissue that's there will be coming out, and, you know, your chances of getting pregnant as of right now would decrease because you're on your period. So I was just thinking, you know what, just my luck, you know, I was just thinking, at this point, what do I even do? You know what I'm saying? I can't, what's the saying? I can't win for losing or lose for winning. However you say it, that's how I felt. So we decided against, you know, time intercourse, and we were just going to go ahead. On top of that, she did let me know that because I was ovulating then, I might have, you know, periods back to back or whatever the case may be, because I was all out of whack. You know, things were just on autopilot, really. Everybody was just, everything up in there was just doing whatever it wanted to do. So for that, we would have to, you know, kind of take a break, you know, everything. Let's just take a break on the medication and kind of try to figure out what was going on, because they wanted to make sure that they aren't making the cysts any larger than what they are. So honestly, that sent me over the edge as well, because it was just something that I wasn't prepared to hear. I've never experienced cysts. I've never had a cyst before, so it just kind of sent me over the edge, girl. I was like, what in the world? You know, that was it. We wanted to take a break on the Letrozole to kind of make sure that the cyst calmed down, and then we would move forward. So that was October, let's see, that was actually October 26th, and they scheduled me for a follow-up appointment November the 3rd, just to make sure that everything was okay. Now, all I could do really was just wait it out until the next time that I could see her and basically hope for the best. So the next appointment that I had was November the 3rd. And November the 3rd, I actually was not on my cycle. I was just going in to check on the cyst because she wasn't sure if the cyst was going to go away or if it was a mature egg, or she just was all over the place. And I needed some clarity. I needed to really be able to understand what the heck was going on. So I went back November the 3rd, and the cyst was still there, and it was actually larger than what it was before. She let me know that the cyst had kind of ruptured on its own, something to the effect of that it ruptured, and that it was going to need some time healing, and that can take up to a month. No, it can take between a month and 3 months. So we were definitely done with the medicated cycle. We wanted to make sure that the cyst did not get worse, but it gotten better. So I actually have, as of right now, I have a cyst on the left and a cyst on the right. One that's on the right is larger than the one on the left, and we are kind of just waiting it out so that it can dissolve or do whatever it wants to do. At this point, I'm just trying to make it. So like I said, that was November the 3rd, and I knew that something was up because I'm not normally a person that will spot after my period, like days and days and days after my period. Of course, when my period goes off, you kind of spot for like 2 more days, 3 more days, or you know, your cycle kind of plays with you and you think it's off, and then you get that, you know, that leftover that comes out. So I'm not a person that is going to keep spotting for days. And so after my period, I noticed that I kept spotting, and I spotted for like a week afterwards up until my next doctor's appointment, which was on November the 3rd. And that's when I figured out that I was, you know, still dealing with the cyst or whatever. And so, you know, things just kind of went from there. And now I'm actually just getting over my cycle. So my cycle came back on its own. My doctor did let me know that because of the cyst that I may not get another cycle, or my cycle will be off, which it was, but it came back on its own. So I'm kind of just dealing with that now, you know, taking a break from the Letrozole and kind of just trying to get my life together, trying to get everything together, and just kind of do this thing however it wants to do it, you know. It's been really hard. You guys can probably tell from me telling the story because I know that I'm probably all over the place, but I'm gonna try to make it make sense. But it's honestly been really hard, but I wanted to kind of at least tell you guys so that if you're looking to take Letrozole and you are looking at my journey of trying to conceive and wondering if I took Letrozole or if I did take it, how it went for me, I just want to, you know, place that information here and give you guys something to kind of refer off of. I know that there's a lot of stories on YouTube about the medication. I've seen a lot of success stories, but I haven't really seen any stories like mine where you kind of get a hemorrhagic cyst as a side effect from Letrozole or from the HGC tricker shot. I don't even know which one there is from, but I just know that I got it kind of as a side effect from the medication. So I wanted to share my story and just kind of let you know what's been going on with me, and let people know who have been wondering whether or not I was pregnant or whether or not I got pregnant after the surgery, after my fibroid removal surgery, or, you know, just wondering, because I know I kind of took a break from TTC, but that is why I've been trying to kind of figure out what's going on with my body and figure out what will work best and what I should do going forward. At this point, I'm really lost about what I should do or what steps I should take. We're kind of just taking a break from it all and just trying to figure out, you know, what the heck is going on. At least I know I am. I'm just trying to kind of understand my body more and just figure out what's going on. But my channel is about trying to conceive and lifestyle, so I wanted to share my story with you and, you know, put it out there so that you guys could know, I guess. So I'm going to end the video here. If you guys have any questions or if I'm leaving anything out, please leave them in the comments below. You guys know that I'll answer any questions that you have. And I just ask that you guys pray for me and pray for our families. And you know that I am going to be doing the same. And as always, you guys be blessed.